What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to another video. Today I have a few stories that I wanted to kind of discuss. Some stories that kind of went under the radar that because of the whole Kyle Larson situation that I was not able to discuss, and some things related to the esports world. And we'll talk about a UFC, someone trying to fight a certain driver, and I think you know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, let's just jump straight into it. So, to start off, Lizza last night won his third consecutive eNASCAR iRacing event at Richmond International Speedway. He held hard charges by guys like Michael Conti and Zach Novak to score his 15th career win and his third straight win. He is now second all-time on the NASCAR Esports iRacing Series, the top leagues series. He's now second all-time on that. I think Ray Alfell is the number one driver in that, so he's going to be close to that. But yeah, Lizza is becoming a household name, and I think he is a favorite to win this championship. I mean, he just won his third consecutive eNASCAR race. That's a huge, huge deal. And that breaks a tying streak. I think this is the most wins in a row that a driver has won in the eNASCAR iRacing series. So congratulations to Lizza on scoring his third straight win in the series. Now to the next story, and we get into kind of a controversial story. Marcus Stroman has challenged Kyle Larson to a UFC match. Yeah, let me read you the tweet that he stated out. He should never be allowed to race again in NASCAR, said that derogatory word so nonchalantly. Your apology doesn't matter. Post-career, I'll fight this man in a UFC event for charity. He needs his ass beat. Would love to hear him say that word in the octagon. Oh, let's just get into this because I have some opinions on this. Marcus Stroman, you are a clown, my good sir. I understand your frustration for what Kyle Larson said, but to say that you want to fight him in the octagon, I don't get Marcus Stroman's sentence. I think Marcus Stroman, in general, has said some really stupid stuff in the past, but Marcus, this is the top of the cake for Marcus Stroman. I think he's a fantastic MLB pitcher. I got nothing against him as a pitcher. But Marcus Stroman, dude, like, he knows what he did wrong. And to say his apology doesn't matter, I understand you're an African American, so I understand why you're frustrated and why you're pissed about it. I can completely understand that. But to say you want to fight him in a UFC match and for charity, I get it for charity. That's pretty cool there. But at the same time, Marcus Stroman, you've been earned the clown of the week right here, my good sir. I would put it to Kyle Larson, but Marcus Stroman wants to fight Kyle Larson in an octagon. I don't understand why he wants to do this. I don't get it. Marcus Stroman, I think, is a freaking moron for this, and I think he's an idiot, straight up. And congratulations for being known now as the clown of the week. And for me, my good sir, you're a freaking idiot. Thank you. On to the next story. Mike Wallace, yes, Mike Wallace is going to drive for JD Motorsports at Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the Indianapolis Xfinity Road Course race later this year when we do return on the 4th of July, which could be the date we do return. Who knows when that happens. But really awesome to see that Mike Wallace is back. This guy has had to fight through a lot of stuff to get to where he is right now at the moment. You know, a couple years ago, he got into a fight with a fan at a Rascal Flatts concert, which wasn't his fault. He got beat up. Now Mike Wallace is back racing in NASCAR, and it's like, oh my God, this is incredible. For those of you who don't know, I'm a huge supporter of Mike Wallace. He's from Missouri, of course. I actually, in fourth grade, did a famous Missourians on Mike Wallace. Probably should have done Rusty Wallace or Kenny Wallace or someone else like that. But Mike Wallace, I think, has had a decent career in NASCAR. Was he as good as Rusty Wallace? No, of course not. But it's really cool that Mike Wallace is going to get a really cool opportunity at JD Motorsports. I think JD Motorsports can bring some of the best drivers back to racing. You look at, they brought Ryan Vargas over. They got Ross Chastain, his career going. They've had guys like Ryan Repko on their team. Many drivers that have represented their organizations. Like Garrett Smithley is another one that comes to mind, who's currently one of the best drivers in the NASCAR leagues at the moment. I think Mike Wallace, in all honesty, could have a really strong run at Indianapolis. My expectations for him, I think he'll get a top 25 in this race. I don't see him winning because, again, he's in JD Motorsports equipment. I just don't think he's going to do as good as other people think he's going to do. But I think that Mike Wallace has a really strong opportunity here to get a decent run out of the day, especially since a lot of drivers are probably going to struggle in this race. I think a lot of drivers are going to end up wrecking, spinning out. We could see a 2016 Mid-Ohio style race. I think Mike Wallace will get a top 25. All he's got to do is just survive the crashes, survive the craziness of this race, and hopefully he'll come across the line at least on a lead lap and get a decent finish out of the day. And now to the final story, and kind of a sour note. Speedway Motorsports has laid off 15% of its workforce and is 80 positions. I don't really know what to say about this. It's another situation with this, probably the virus that's been going around across the world. This is another sport that has been affected by it, and it sucks that a lot of people have been let off. Hopefully, all 180 of these people in all the positions in Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, they can get their jobs back at some points once this virus passes through completely. But unfortunately, and just such the nature of sports in general, not just sports but across the world, we're seeing a lot of people losing their jobs, just losing their money. They're not allowed to be able to make an income. Granted, you're getting these stimulus checks that are coming out, and they're helping these people. But Speedway Motorsports is not a small business. It's a major company and a major business. So they're not going to be able to get some of these unemployment benefits, and that's why they're having to lay off a ton of people. You look at all sports across the globe, you look at certain places like Indianapolis Motor Speedway had to lay off a bunch of their people recently. Another one I can think of off time is Monster Jam laid off 90% of its workforce. Granted, they'll probably be able to come back in the long run, but that's a really bad. And Evan Piscato or whatever. Evan Pisacco, sorry, I can't remember your name, dude. You're cool, dude. But he was one of the announcers, I think, in that organization. He lost his job. For now, I should say. So he's unemployed. All he's doing is currently commentating those races. But there's another situation. I'm just hoping that this virus can just eventually pass through so we can get back to normalcy. And we hopefully get back to racing really, really soon, because it just sucks that we're seeing a lot of people lose their jobs over this whole crisis and this virus. It's a really, really big shame for sports in general. You look at F1, there's a possibility, I've heard this rumor going around, there could be 4 teams that could come up to 4 F1 teams that could end up shutting down through this crisis. It is a shame what is happening, and I hope that eventually we can get back to a race soon so these guys can make an income, because a lot of teams are not making any sort of income at the moment, which is a really big shame. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching today's short NASCAR news video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you can be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on all my social medias. Link in the description below for that. And comment your thoughts and opinions on today's video. I don't think I'm going to have a video the next couple days, so this might be the last video for the next couple days. So stay tuned on what I do for the channel. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.